To Politics on the Wheel with Jay, and this is Elite TV. Thank you for those who have been watching our video back to back, coming back to watch our video. We so much appreciate you. And to the new viewers, thank you for stopping by to watch this particular video and so many videos on this platform. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do where to hit the subscription button and click the bell icon to follow up other videos that will be dropping soon. So this morning, I'm bringing to you reactions of Nigerians over the weekend as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu never speak at the economic summit in France, and this is bringing a lot of conversation on social media and among different political spectrum. So many people don't really believe that it is a good omen. But before I bring to you what they are saying, now there is this video about the increments of the president and governors as well as House of Assembly and National Assembly, and this lawyer, a distinguished lawyer, was at Arise TV and he gave his thoughts about this particular increment as well as Rufai. The man that never fails anyone. He dig it out, and dash it out to everybody that deserve it. If you did not do the right thing, he will bring it out for you. And before I give you those videos to enjoy, don't forget that I have a video for you of reactions of Nigerians about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not speaking at the France Economic Summit in Paris, as well as the thoughts of presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. So let's watch and see what Rufai and this distinguished lawyer have to tell Nigerians.
There is a proverb that I've been heard used on past occasions, and it's the one that says that the diarrhea of the monkey is not the business of the baboon, and there is nowhere where this comes home better than in the Nigerian space. A government says that it has removed fuel subsidy. The price of fuel increases by about 300%. Not a dime has been added to the salary of public sector workers. Nothing has been done to offer any sort of palliatives to the people. The Revenue Mobilization Committee, the gentleman that just spoke, is doing what he is statutorily empowered to do. But in the midst of all of these, we must look at the optics. The people are being told to offer more and more sacrifices, but those who purport to rule us continue to enjoy perks that we are not even allowed to know. The gentleman who just spoke now makes clear that what he is doing is what he's statutorily asked to do, fix allowances, and from what he said, only about ₦1 million or thereabout is meant to be going to the senator. But of course we all know, because we don't know, and we are asked to fill in the gap because of the opaqueness of the finances of the Nigerian government, and particularly the legislators. Nobody knows exactly what is being taken home at the end of the day, but we do know that with alacrity, the system has responded and is about to increase the emoluments of these men by 114%. Question is, how long will the people continue to support a system that obviously does not feel the pain of their affliction, does not care in any way, shape or form for their welfare, but increasingly ensures that those who are meant to sacrifice and rule and lead are the ones who are kept in comfort and in luxury? At the end of the day, it's up to the people, but I believe that this is not good. It's not good optics at all, not in this season.
If we want to build a country, we build it with understanding of the challenges on ground. We build it for respect for people. We build it for the capacity to understand the times. The Holy Book talks about the sons of Issachar. And it says the sons of Issachar understood the times. This measure by the revenue mobilization is a lack of understanding of the times. You should go and learn from the sons of Issachar that understood the times. We know there are laws on ground. Don't get me wrong as regards review of this. We know there are laws on ground. We know it's been 17 years since they did this. We know you are supposed to review it. But with the hardship, you see, I'm not sure that government truly understands the hardship Nigerians are facing at this point in time. Do you know how many people have lost jobs? Maybe when we take our investigative cameras on the road and you start to see the blow-by-blow accounts on the economy of all these decisions taken thus far, we'll be able to have a feel of what is going on. Because this danger of a single story, that all these decisions have favored the rich. Oh, we've removed subsidy, yes. It's subsidizing the rich, which we know. But we forget the people, the poor people that are left behind. I'm not sure they understand it. And that's why you're getting the reactions you're getting. Not at this time. I have always argued that people that go into government should go there to serve. And if they're not going there to serve, then what are they going there to do? To exploit the people? Let's be realistic. I understand all the arguments of revenue mobilization. Please don't get me wrong. I understand there's a need for periodic review. But at this time, when the country is at an all-time low, there's so much poverty in the land, desperate time call for desperate measures. Anyway, I also know it's a recommendation. Yes. Because there was a recommendation put forward that has not been approved yet. But please, Mr. President, if you don't want to lose your goodwill, don't even touch it.
Oh, that is it. You see, Rufai have this way of, saying it just as it is when things are not really going well with the government or whoever. And, Dele has always been an advocate for good governance and all of that. And you could see, he's always coming out with proverbs here and there. So back to reactions of Nigerians over the weekend. Now, the president of South Africa, speaking to Vladimir Putin before the attempted coup in Russia over the weekend, he spoke with him to let him know that the war between Ukraine and Russia need to stop at this point in time. And this man spoke intensively without fear or favor. And the way he spoke, the charisma, we could see that there is going to be change in no distant time. And many people took it to social media and different political spectrum handled that. Now, it is time for Nigeria to follow the same footsteps of South Africa. Now, if we had the president, candidate of Labour Party, as the winner of the election, inaugurated on the May 29th, by today, we will be having a different scenario. We'll not be complaining of not speaking at the Paris summit, but then we'll be having a leader that will be championing from Africa, speaking to world leaders. But look at it. We have our younger brother, taking the baton of leadership from us. But we are called the Giant of Africa. Are we really the Giant of Africa anymore? No. Now, the Giant of Africa is South Africa as it stands. These were the reactions of so many Nigerians. But before, you can zoom the screen to see how people are reacting. They are not happy at all with the situation of the president over last week as regards to the Paris summit. However, let's watch what the South African president said some weeks ago concerning the war between Russia and Ukraine.
I want to extend greetings to you, President Putin, President of the Russian Federation, and indeed also extend my greetings once again to my fellow heads of states, as well as the other colleagues who are heads of government and envoys of the presidents who cannot be here. Let me say that we would like to thank you for agreeing to meet us. We are a 7 African nations peace initiative, and we are essentially on a peace mission to try and promote peace between Russia and Ukraine in this conflict. We have some 7 points or 10 points that we would like to raise. Our proposal really revolves around 10 elements. The first, of course, is that we want to listen. We're here to listen. As we did listen yesterday to President Zelensky, he outlined a number of issues to us, and we did tell him that we would be meeting you, where we would also listen to your perspective on this war, and we want to listen with respect and also with recognition of the views that you will put forward to us. But we also recognize the many other proposals that have been put forward by a number of key players in the world who have put forward peace proposals, and our proposals are not in competition with the other proposals that have been put forward. The second point that we would like to raise, a key element of our broad proposals, is that we do firmly believe that this war must be settled, and it must be settled through negotiations and through diplomatic means. The war cannot go on forever. All wars have to be settled and come to an end at some stage, and we are here to to communicate a very clear message that we would like this war to be ended. We say so because this war is having a negative impact on the African continent and indeed on many other countries around the world. As a continent, we are being negatively affected in terms of our economies. The prices of commodities have gone up, particularly grain and fertilizer, and the prices of fuel have also gone up. And this is a consequence of the war that is ongoing. And it is for this reason that we are also here, that it is in our collective interest that the war should come to an end. The third point we would like to put forward is that we would like to see a de-escalation of the conflict. The escalation of the conflict on both sides does not enhance the peace process. So we would like to see the conflict being de-escalated as we find a way to peace. The fourth point, which has also been covered in a number of other proposals, is that we recognize the sovereignty of countries in terms of the UN Charter. And yes, in terms of that charter, we believe that all of us should work in terms of internationally recognized principles, and it is for that reason that we would like to submit that we recognize the sovereignty of countries in terms of that charter. The fifth point we would like to raise is that there needs to be a guarantee of security for all countries. This matter has been raised on all sides, that all sides want some guarantees, and we agree with that. The sixth point we'd like to raise is what is affecting our countries, and we would like to call for the opening up of the movement of grains across the Black Sea, so that whatever blockages there are should be opened up, and the grains and commodities must be opened to the markets. The seventh point we'd like to put forward is that we should ensure that there is humanitarian support for those who are in need and for those who are suffering as a result of this conflict. The eighth point has also been raised by President Macky Sall with regard to the release of prisoners of war on both sides. The other issue that is related to this is the children who have been caught up in this conflict should also be returned to where they have come from, their homes. The ninth point for us is that as every war leads to destruction, there should be post-war reconstruction, and we should support the reconstruction that needs to take place beyond this war. The 10th point President Putin is that we would like to see further engagements with regard to the processes that will lead to the end of this war. We articulated this point specifically with President Zelensky, and he agreed that yes, as the African continent and as African countries that are here, we can play a role. So we would like to urge that beyond this engagement today, there should be further engagements, because ending wars does tend to take a number of meetings and engagements. And as the African continent represented as 7 countries who are here, we do believe that there's a contribution we can make. And we make this contribution with the greatest respect to both countries, respecting the positions that they have put forward, but also believing that there is a common position that can emerge, a position that can lead to peace. A number of proposals that have been put forward, we believe, lay a foundation for a peace to be found. And this is precisely what we would like to explore, so that all of us together can contribute to bringing this war to an end. Those President Putin are the key elements of our proposal that we put forward to President Zelensky, which we also now put forward to you. And we do believe that this is the time for both parties to negotiate an end to this war, because this war is causing a great deal of instability and harm to various countries around the world. And we as African countries are feeling the impact of this war. So this is what we've come here to share with you. And I'd like to end by saying this is a historic mission. The African continent, represented here through the 7 countries, has never really been involved in a mission of this sort. So we would like to say that we've taken this step, believing that, yes, we can contribute, and would like to thank you for giving us the time to listen to what we've got to say. But more importantly, we want to listen to you as well. So thank you very much for welcoming us.
So that is it from me today on LA TV. Stay tuned as I'll be bringing to you the review, where we'll be talking so much about things that happened over the weekend and within last week. And the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, and Atiku Abubakar, as they drop a lot of hot news for us to consume this Monday morning. See you soon.